Hi.
That's yours. Hi.
We
hey,
just recorded this video, you guys. We just recorded the video for
We just
the
finished
remake.
a 42-ish minute video.
Yeah, we just recorded this video for the remake of Friday the 13th.
And it was good.
It was great.
Lots of weird things happened.
Yeah, it was
We had to
great.
go help my neighbor
Kept getting
jumpstart her
distracted
car.
by neighbors.
There was an orange-haired lady out there. We told a whole story about them.
Yeah, there were people smoking out there for a while. I was really distracted by that.
You're not going to get any of that.
None of that. Because I fucking deleted the video. And it didn't automatically save to my gallery. And that just bugs me.
And we were really high energy.
Yeah, we were really high energy. I think we're still pretty good.
We're good. We're doing great.
Yeah, I made you record this immediately. After she wanted to take a break.
I wanted to watch our next movie because
I just feel
brought
like
it in case we wanted to.
But we don't have
But he doesn't want to.
Whoa.
Which is okay. Just won't be honest.
I will, but I just felt it would be weird to do a double feature with the remake of Friday the 13th and the original.
I don't know. It'd be a fun juxtaposition.
I guess. They are both scary.
And one of them's from the 80s. It would actually have been interesting if they had the same amount of movies to watch one and two. The first of each and the second of each and the third of each and watch it. They don't, though.
It didn't go that far.
No. So Jason is a much more popular killer than Freddy. I think Freddy's more well, I don't know. That's actually...
It's hard to say. It really is.
Hard to say.
It's hard to say.
Are there people that don't like Jason or Freddy as
Oh. Yes.
Why? Yes. They're quintessential.
Well, Freddy's like a child murderer / child molester, so there's that. A lot of people think Jason is like big and dumb and bumbling and like he's a fucking zombie. They just don't get it.
When I was little, someone told me that the Candyman, the premise of that movie was that he lived in the sewers and that he ripped off little boys' penises when they sat down to use the bathroom.
You know, I mean that.
I'm not watching Candyman, so you can.
Yeah, we can't watch Candyman.
Can't watch it. I have a bee thing.
There's a bee thing, and there's lots of bees. We almost went and saw it in theaters.
And then he realized that I would lose my fucking marbles.
Yes, so I was like, we're not doing that.
I would have absolutely freaked out. There's a bee scene in Sleepaway Camp, and I leave the room for that. I leave the room. I've watched it multiple times, and I've never seen the bee scene. And I plan to keep it that way.
It's a fun one.
You know, My Girl is the only bee scene that has ever happened in a movie that I've watched. And it is absolutely terrifying.
That's traumatic.
See without its glasses!
Oh my god.
That's what I think of when I think of bee scenes. And bees in general, but not those.
Traumatic.
It's just absolutely terrifying.
Traumatic.
Don't throw rocks at beehives.
That movie's so good. Jamie Lee Curtis.
I didn't know that's who was in that.
Isn't she in that?
I don't know. Macaulay Culkin and that girl who was also famous. Yes, but
and then Dan Aykroyd?
No way, really?
Yeah.
My girl.
Isn't it Dan Aykroyd? Am I wrong on that?
I don't know. You nailed Dukes of Hazzard, which we talked about.
I know. We talked about the Dukes of Hazzard remake and how it starred Johnny Knoxville and Sean William Scott. And I've never seen it because it looks so terrible.
Dan Aykroyd and Jamie Lee Curtis.
So good. So good.
So good at this. And Peter Michael Goetz.
Goetz.
From Father of the Bride.
Yeah.
And Rush Hour, the TV show. Did you know Rush Hour was a TV show?
I think I knew that. For 5 minutes, it was a TV show, I think.
Yeah. One season. I bet that was bad.
I bet that was real bad. So Friday the 13th.
Yeah. Not well received by fans.
Not super well received. And I think it's getting a reappraisal now among fans, but A lot of people just didn't like it.
I really thought it was a good horror movie. Standalone good movie. You don't have to have seen any of the other ones to come in and see this.
There's things about it, tunnels and captive people
that don't make sense.
That are a little like, what?
What's the point and the plan of that? What's the plan of action?
Good.
But it's good. It's scary.
I think a lot of people also have like problems with it being like a realistic remake because I mean,
you know what my biggest issue with it is?
Friday the 13th movies weren't realistic.
There's not a single explosion. So how does Michael Bay come into a movie that has fire?
It's got a gloss over it.
It's
got that Michael Bay sheen to it.
Yeah, but why doesn't it just have... The girl could have blown up in the sleeping bag. That would have been incredible.
The sleeping bag is like I mean that it started in 7, and it just keeps coming back.
The sleeping bag.
And I like the sleeping bag
murder, I think.
I like that he sets her on fire.
Because at the same time, that guy's leg is caught in the bear trap.
Yeah, he's caught in the bear trap.
And he's like ripping his leg off, which he had to talk about earlier because they're talking about someone who was hiking or the Donner Party or something.
Yeah, something.
I don't know what they were talking about. There's a lot of nudity, lots of boobs.
Yeah, lots of boobs.
Some pretty bad fake boobs.
Yeah, that one girl, the girl who gets burnt.
The burnt girl. She has pretty bad fake boobs.
Yeah, they're pretty, man. Willa Ford.
They're down low, and then they're like little semicircles. Yeah. That's why you need that word.
Semicircles.
Or it's really like a half sphere or something. What's that?
We're not going to get technical.
This isn't a math vlog. Okay?
Failed math.
I
didn't fail it, but it was
I stopped taking it as soon as I could stop taking math. It's gonna be hard to get into college.
I know, like my senior year, I had like 6 classes of like yearbook.
Right? It was nothing. I was like, I'll TA and then I'll go to photography and then PE and then I'll TA for the gym teacher and then I'll go home.
So basically I went to like 4 classes of yearbook, got high, and like hung out.
Yeah, I just hung out all day senior year. And I was still so stressed out.
High school, man. Stupid.
And I got in a car accident the day before graduation.
Oh, really?
With this guy I went to school with since 5th grade, Matt Newell, and I backed into his car, and he watched me do it from the garage of his friend's house. And he was like, man, I saw you coming the whole way. It was really weird. Anyway, he was like a rude jock, but he was very nice to me the whole time. He was just delightful to work with. He's like, I don't really care. It's just annoying to work with the insurance companies. But, you know, thinking about it now, it's not like it was coming out of either of our pockets.
No.
It's his parents and my parents. That's who was paying
I really
for it.
like that story.
Thanks. In fairness to me, my rearview mirror was broken, and I had it held on with sticky tack, but it wasn't like facing out very well. It was like really angled down, so you could just see like a sliver of the back window.
Why didn't he stop you?
I don't know. That's what I always wondered. He couldn't have been like, hey!
Yeah, that's pretty easy.
I was trying to back out of a cul-de-sac that was on a hill, so it was like this really sharply round cul-de-sac, and I was parked on a very steep hill in it, and I had a stick shift, and I was trying to like back up so that I wouldn't like go forward and smash into anything. You know, because when you're a new driver, stick shift is so stressful.
Yeah, it's stressful.
And there wasn't hill assist back then.
No, that didn't exist.
That didn't exist. Remember when you ran into that girl's car, but she
ran into me.
Yeah, because she was too close to you, or you were too close. Were you right behind her?
No, I wasn't super close to her. She just rolled back.
Rolled way back.
Yeah. And she thought I hit her car. But
she hit your car. She hit
my car. I'm like, no, you rolled back. You hit my car. And she's like, oh, okay. It was so fucking bizarre.
That's weird.
She was ready to fight me. And then Tracy was with me too, so like Tracy was like, "No, I fucking saw this shit." So she was ready to fight
She's
too.
always ready to throw
And then
down.
we were just like, "No, you hit us. You rolled into me." And she's like, "Oh, okay." It was so bizarre.
It's amazing you and Tracy didn't get into more fist fights.
No, because I would fight people.
Because you are always ready to fight people, and she is always ready to fight people. And I am always there going, like,
back then she was always like the one that'd be like, "Brian, no." She would always be like, "No, we're good." And
now
like,
she's like been in like
well,
15
I'm yelling at
fights
this
with
girl
people.
because she literally just almost like almost hit her because she was walking out in front of me in the middle of the street.
You should yell at someone who does
now
that.
you're telling me not to, but you're telling me not to yell at this girl. It was weird. She was weird. She stole money from me.
We don't talk to Tracy anymore. If you're watching this, turn it off. Because you've replaced us with worse versions of us. So, eat a bag of dicks. Sorry.
But we're not bitter about it.
We're not bitter about it. Actually, we're not bitter about it.
We're not.
Because we've
really
grown
not.
closer, I think, because of it.
Mm-hmm. We like to talk about it, make fun of it.
Yeah, it's fun and funny.
Because she really did just dump us like a sack of bread.
It was weird, but then you were mad at us.
Yeah, she stopped talking to us.
We're talking to her through this as if she's actually watching. She could get off. This isn't for you. Burn some sage about it.
So Friday the 13th remake starts off in 1980 with the mom, with
the recap. There's a recap of the end. No. The end of the first one portrayed by the beginning of the second one.
Yes. Yeah.
Remake.
So you see the scene of her fighting with Pamela. Then Pamela gets her head cut off. And then Jason comes out and is like, "My mom's head."
It's Pam?
Pamela Voorhees.
Oh. Isn't...
Played by Betsy Palmer.
Isn't there a Pam that you hate? Hi! It's Pam!
Yeah.
It's me, Pam!
It's me, Pam. She's in the 5th one.
That's funny that they have the same
They
name.
like to reuse names.
Dumb.
They do it all the time in Friday the 13th.
But it has no signification.
No, but Roy and Roy.
That's
mean,
true.
they
Roy's
do it
all
the time.
Is there a Roy in this one?
I can't remember.
I feel like there was, but no, I don't know.
Is there a Ray?
Maybe there was a Ray.
I feel like the black guy's name's Ray, but I could be wrong.
Oh, you know what? I am thinking of I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh, yeah, because he's so boring in that movie.
The killer?
Ray.
Oh, Freddie
Prinze
Jr.?
boring.
Oh, I love him.
Oh my god, watch I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
Watch
I Still Know What You Did Last Summer and be like, Ray? What the... How did they get Ray in this movie? Why is he in it? Do you think that I Know What You Did Last Summer is convoluted and hard to follow?
No. It's super easy to follow.
I think it's super easy to follow too, but a lot of people are like, because all the clues you have to follow.
Are there clues? Let me tell you what.
People think that the story of the killer
being the
being
person
the dad, yes, and then
easy.
I thought it's super easy too, but in core conversations, it comes up as being so hard to follow.
They really spell it out for you.
I thought they spelled it out for you too.
You see the clippings in the boat?
Yeah, I was always able to follow it, but I've been listening to a lot of podcasts and stuff, and they talk about it.
Is it because for a very brief moment they make you think that it's Freddie Prinze Jr. and then they make it so
that comes into it.
That
all
Jennifer
the red
Love
herrings.
Hewitt's character doesn't know until she's with the killer.
She's a fucking idiot. Yes.
Spoiler alert. Also,
yes.
I really like her. I don't know.
And I'm like, so you're gonna run away from Ray because you see Billy Blue on his boat, and so you're freaking out.
So you're sure this guy you dated for years
is the killer automatically. So you're running, and this guy comes out that's fucking creepy. After
you'd basically just been chased to Billy Blue's boat.
Get in my boat. And so you do it. And then that always bothers me.
That is dumb.
I'm like, well, he's obviously the killer now.
Who
Like,
would
we
ever
obviously
just get in a
know
random man's
it's
boat?
this guy.
Not to be like obvious, but like, all right. So best case scenario, you're getting raped. What's he gonna do? Boat you away from danger? That's not a thing.
I know,
people
best case
do.
scenario, you get raped.
Best
Worst case scenario, you're
rape.
crawling through ice, like the ice hatch, and like discovering your friend's bodies.
This is, and I know what you did last summer vlog now. You know what though? The soundtrack, incredible. It's so
Top
good.
notch.
It's
I
so
know
good.
I've watched it a lot lately.
Oh,
And like, oh, it's so good.
it's delightful.
Oh.
It's so 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I felt right at home with my little Freddie Prinze Jr. Just me and Freddie
Oh, he writes cookbooks now.
Does he?
Yeah.
Is he still cute?
Yeah, he's cute. I think he's handsome.
I
he
think
aged
Ryan
well.
Felipe is better looking now.
I think so
Am I
too.
making that up?
His butt in Cruel Intentions though. I'm like, can you beat that? Can you beat that butt? Cruel Intentions, a movie I saw in the theaters when I was 13 with my mom.
Oh no, not better looking. He had a good run there, and now it's,
Yeah, you know what? I think you're right. He just looks
doesn't
like a
look
dad.
yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. I didn't know his name is actually Matthew. Matthew Ryan Felipe.
Yeah, you know, I think I knew that, but we get stage names.
And he has 3 kids. That's interesting because I thought Ava was also Reese Witherspoon.
It is.
But she doesn't have Reese Phillips as her last name, or Reese Felipe.
Oh.
But Deacon does.
Oh.
And then there's this kid.
Is that just his middle name, though? Because Reese is her first name.
Ava
not her last
Elizabeth?
name.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
So I think that's
Deacon
just his
Reese.
middle name.
You're right. Yeah.
Because it would be Witherspoon,
Yeah.
wouldn't it? It took
would
me a
be
minute. I was like,
Witherspoon.
the wheels were turning.
Thank God you're here.
I was like,
I was
think
making
that's
it a
just his
whole
middle name.
thing about people liking their parents.
It's like Janet Leigh and Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah. Right. Because Tony
'Cause
Curtis
Tony
is her
Curtis,
dad.
yeah. And then Lee is her middle
Tony
name.
Curtis seems like a nice guy. Seemed like a nice guy. No? You're doing a face.
Didn't he leave Janet Leigh for Elizabeth Taylor, or was that someone else?
I don't know. Oh, he's creepy looking now.
I think he's
Is he dead?
dead now.
Yeah, 2010. But there, he's creepy.
Is that another old couple? I always thought he left Janet Leigh for Elizabeth Taylor.
This is a Jamie Lee Curtis vlog now.
It is.
What I like the best, though, is that this is pre... what are we doing? Investigation for when we watch Halloween.
Yeah.
My phone's frozen. So glad you don't have snot in your nose. I would have gotten snot all over me just then. Would have been such a bummer. Okay, anyway, so Friday the 13th.
I think it just moved.
No, I went back. No. Bernard Schwartz.
Yeah,
Is
that's
Tony
his
Curtis
real name.
his real name?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, he looks. Jamie Lee Curtis looks a lot like
Yeah, he
Tony
looks like
Curtis.
him.
I've never even put that together. I don't know why. Personal life. Curtis was married 6 times. His first wife was Janet Leigh, spelled Leigh, but
yeah.
Jamie Lee doesn't spell
Well,
it.
no, because it's a middle name. Because they get split
Right.
out. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so it's not like Reese. Because then her
Well,
name
yeah,
would be
but
Janet,
it's like...
Jamie Janet Curtis.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You're so nitpicky about things.
Well, that's what I thought it was like. I was very dedicated and devoted to Janet, on top of my trade, but in her eyes that goldenness started to wear off. I realized that whatever I wasn't enough for Janet. It hurt me a lot and it broke my heart. So he was mistreated, in his opinion, by Janet.
God, I guess I always mixed it up then.
Well, we should spend time with this. Anyway, they were together until 62, until he married Christine Kaufmann, who was 18 years old.
Oh.
From Germany. Yeah. So,
Well, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. I just read a story. I didn't remember or didn't ever know that Jerry Seinfeld dated an 18-year-old.
Yes.
Like in the middle of Seinfeld
Yes.
or towards the end of Seinfeld.
Yes. You don't
and it was
remember
like
that?
a big scandal.
Yes.
No, I remember there being something about him, but at the same time there was something about Jim Carrey like cheating on his wife for the girl in Dumb and Dumber, and that was like a big thing.
Oh yeah.
And then I think they got married.
Yes. Yeah.
So, but Jerry Seinfeld's still married to whoever he
Right,
after
they're
her.
still married.
Yeah, with kids.
Yeah.
But it's not the 18-year-old.
No,
Some
but she
other
was
girl.
pretty young too.
Was she?
I think so.
I don't know why that's shocking.
Well, and he was like in his 40s.
Right.
Which I like older men, so it's like there's lecherous things.
Yeah.
And like you have to read through that
Bunch.
that
That
stuff.
group.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, like for instance, women can only have children for so long. But if a guy's 50 and he wants to have kids, he can't even really honestly look at a 50-year-old woman unless he wants to date her. So in fairness, women are worthless after they're not fertile.
Yeah, but Brigitte Nielsen is like in her 60s and just had a baby.
And Janet Jackson
Like,
did that.
not that long ago, but
I think
years
that's
ago, but she
beyond
carried it.
quoting the exception, though, right? I mean, it's like
It's
so few women
yeah.
do that.
Yeah, Janet did do that.
Janet
too,
did
didn't
it 50 or something. She's like 50.
she? Yeah, Brigitte was like
This is
59.
Women's Fertility with Brian and Katie.
cisgendered white male talking about women's bodies and how they work, which is basically the GOP.
Right. Well, I'm a feminist who just said women are worthless after they aren't fertile, so.
We're all worthless right now, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Friday the 13th. So we have that like flashback. We get a bunch of characters on a camping trip. We have the asshole.
They're like gold. They're searching for
slut.
gold.
Yeah.
Or a buried treasure. That's another thing. Like
Weed.
that never goes.
They're searching
anywhere.
for weed.
Is that what they're searching
They're
for?
looking for the weed.
It's 5 plants.
But they talk about, because they
They're
talk
gonna
about
be so rich.
how much money they're going to make from selling this weed.
$200.
So weed.
That's what they're
That's
talking
what they're
about?
looking for.
There's
because
5
then,
of them. They'd each get
because
like $50.
the asshole character gets killed.
Wade.
Right? Wade. He gets killed in the field of weed, and
Yeah.
then
The field of
the
5
like Jewish
people
guy goes to look for him.
who we
I
both
can't
are thinking of.
I
think I recognize
it's the
him
guy
Drop Dead
from
Diva.
I keep thinking, I know it's not. I keep thinking it's the guy from Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
And I
But
think
the
that
remake,
he reminds
but
me
it's
of
not.
Schmidt from The New Girl.
And I
But
can
it's
see
not
that
him.
too, but it's not.
But he is in Drop Dead Diva, which I did watch. So I think that's really what I recognize him from. I just can't remember that show that well. But if anyone's looking for a funny musical, that's a good one. A funny musical show. Also, Zoe's Extraordinary
I
Playlist.
haven't watched that. You need to watch it.
Oh, it's kind of a dramedy. But there's a really sad part in it that's kind of ongoing. That's a little hard.
Yeah.
It's emotional.
So then, like, all those people die, except for, like, Amanda Rigetti, who I think her character is named Sarah.
I was going to look it up, but I feel like I should stop doing that because we really got lost in Tony Curtis.
And he gets, like, so she gets, like, captured. Well, we find that out, like,
Right.
10
I
minutes later.
completely didn't know that
'Cause
she
we
wasn't dead.
Think she dies.
When
Because that's how it's shot.
Right.
And then we get a
When
new group
Jason
of
Biggs
kids.
dies, we assume that she also dies. Doesn't he also sort of remind you of
He just-
Jason
I was
Biggs?
like, yeah, I guess he kind of does. Yeah, I get
A
it.
little.
I get it.
Huh.
I get it. Jaden. Do you follow his wife? I love his wife. I'm like obsessed with
No,
her.
is she good?
God, she's so funny.
She's funny?
She's so funny.
I should follow more famous people, I think. Because my feeds are just
She's fucking hysterical.
boring
I just
people
think
I
she's
know.
I think she's amazing. So then we have like the new cast of characters where there's an asshole and a slut.
Oh yeah,
and
a
the
huge
nice girl.
asshole. You just really hate
And like
him.
the stoner.
And the nice girl is dating the huge
Yeah.
asshole. The huge asshole.
She's a
I've just
panabaker.
never known that to be accurate.
I guess it happens.
But she's just like an honestly nice person. I don't know how to make that not sound negative to men and women. Especially
Well, he's a
women.
fucking asshole.
He's horrible.
And he reminds me of the asshole in Cabin Fever. Because they're both blonde and they're both assholes.
He's one of those blonde assholes where you're like, you're kind of a Nazi.
So then we have Dickie from Veronica Mars.
Who we love in this movie.
Yeah, because he's
in
Dickie.
Veronica Mars.
Yeah, he's great.
the exact same character. He's just looking to have fun and get laid.
Yeah. And so he takes Willa Ford to the lake.
Nobody touches my boat but me!
So of course they drive the boat.
And then he hits her going full speed ahead in the head.
Because
And
he
she's
got
fine.
shot in the head with an arrow.
Right.
So he's dead.
And here's where I interjected last time that made me think of this movie that I saw a preview for where there is a man who's looking for his daughter who's missing.
I don't know what this movie is.
And it's like a psychological thriller, and he's looking through the forest for her, and there's a guy out there who's kidnapped her and is keeping her in a cabin or a basement of a cabin, and he's in camouflage that's like a moss suit. And I don't know what it is.
I have no idea
The
what it is.
stalker. The something. I feel like it's one word and maybe the word the. Comment
Well, now
below.
I'm thinking of like The Collector, but I don't think that's
Is
it.
that Ariel? Is that a horror movie about Ariel? She's
About
got.
the mermaid.
You want a thing about my Bob?
I got 20.
The Collector.
In her cupboard. I wish. No. I've only seen the first one. I think there's 2.
Could you cut The Little Mermaid to look like a horror movie?
Yes,
you know how they do
absolutely.
that with
I
some
feel
movies?
like
Does
there
it
is.
exist?
I feel like it exists.
Can you make her the villain?
See, now I don't know.
I don't know. She seems so happy all
I
the
love
time.
her.
Even when she can't talk.
I love her.
She's still in such a great mood.
I just really identify with her.
You never stop talking.
I love her. I love her so much.
You never wear that wig I got you.
I do. I have fucking worn it. Fuck off.
Did I get you a mermaid tail?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
A mermaid tail
I was just
blanket.
wondering if I never got that from Wish.
No, you got that from Wish. That
Yeah.
came from Wish.
It came. Yeah, good.
I always give her so much shit about Wish.
Is it teeny? Is it like doll sized or is it a
No,
real
it's
blanket?
like real.
Oh, okay,
It
good,
actually
good.
is really nice.
You never know with Wish. It's a mystery. Wish is a mystery.
It is.
And sometimes it's really worth it, and sometimes it's fine, and sometimes it's a total failure.
I don't order from Wish.
I got most of my pins from Wish on my jean jackets. This is a jean jacket vlog now about enamel pins, and I want you to know that this guy has like 100,000 enamel
It's
pins,
ridiculous.
and I have like
My jacket weighs 8
400.
pounds.
I don't know how you even wear it.
It's
My
getting
jacket
hard.
is
I
so
don't know how I wear it
uncomfortable
either.
now. Both of them are
It's
uncomfortable
fucking, it's
to wear,
rough.
and they're not even nearly as
It's
decked
rough,
out
but
as
I
yours.
love it. It's really fun.
Yeah, I like
but
what
it's
they look
heavy.
like. It's just not comfortable to wear.
So then we get Jared Padalecki, right? So we get all those kids,
Right.
and Jared Padalecki shows up because he's looking for his sister.
And what's he in?
Supernatural.
Dancing with the Stars. Supernatural. Who was I thinking of?
Who were you thinking of?
Who's the guy this season? Justin. Jared. Jane. I can't look it up. I'm not.
Johnny
looking.
Weir?
No. Oh, but I loved him. He was great. But he got scored not that great, but I thought he was really good. They were very critical.
they
They were
are
like, you're
always
dancing
critical.
with a partner. And I was
And
like,
I'm like-
I think it looked like he was.
Carrie Ann always bugged me.
Carrie Ann.
I'm docking a point. I'm like, Carrie Ann's the first
lift.
fucking episode.
Seriously.
Come on.
He's a football player.
Ugh.
Or whatever.
I mean,
Is that
you
who
were
did it? The football
judging,
player?
you were judging a dancing competition with like D-list celebrities on television.
Ridiculous.
Calm down.
Docking a point.
Calm down. See, he's on Supernatural. He was in other things.
Metcalf.
Other horror movies.
Metcalf?
Jesse Metcalf.
Jesse Metcalf. That's who I was thinking.
He was on Passions.
Oh.
So that's where his big breakout was Desperate Housewives, I guess, which he
As
talks
the
about.
pool boy.
But he's like, I started out on Passions, and I'm like, fuck yeah, you were Miguel.
He was Miguel in Passion.
Mm.
Justin Metcalf played Miguel.
Jesse Metcalf.
Jesse.
Yeah. Because it was like Miguel and Luis. Because his older brother was Luis.
Does he look Hispanic?
Yeah. Yeah. I
can't-
mean, American soap operas, so
Oh.
he has an ethnic flair, so of course
He
he
has
can
dark
play
hair.
Latino.
All right. Anyway.
So we both really liked this.
We liked it. It was dark and it was gorier. This is the goriest and the scariest.
She thinks it's the scariest one. I'm
Yes, it
like,
is. By far the scariest one.
I'm
'Cause
not
none of
ready
the
to
other
commit
ones
to
are
that
even
one.
remotely
I
scary.
think that the first one is, and that the second one has
And
moments as well.
neither of them are even a little scary. So that's odd.
Anyway, I think the sixth one has scary moments though too.
It does. It has a couple of little pop outs.
It has some suspense in six.
But then it doesn't keep you like. I think it's how dark it all is.
Yeah,
so
it's
you
really
can never
dark.
really
And
see where
like,
he is
really,
until
and
he's
then
like right
because
there.
he has all those tunnels.
Yeah.
So
It
then
pops
he's
up
just
out of
there.
nowhere. It's you just are never expecting him.
And
You're
in the
always
beginning, we
expecting
get
him.
like the sack head.
Right. Right
Yeah,
away. He
right
pops
away.
out right away for
Right
like no
away.
reason. Is that his weed?
No. I think you're supposed to think it's that redneck guy in the barn. It's his weed.
Oh.
But
It
everyone
seems
makes
like
jokes
he's,
about
like,
how
defending
Jason is
it.
this big pot farmer
Yeah.
in Crystal Lake now.
He's
and
like,
I'm
get
I
out
get
of
it.
here.
I get
Lisa!
it. Lisa!
Get out of there!
Lisa, get out of there!
Is it Lisa?
I thought it was Lisa.
Is it Lisa?
Lisa.
Lisa.
Well, because it's Jimmy Stewart, so he pronounces things. In
Everybody
very
followed
Jimmy
that we're
Stewart way.
doing Jimmy Stewart now, right? It was pretty obvious because we were
It's
both
like
doing
in,
solid
like-
impersonations.
Yeah, it's like in Silence of the Lambs when she's like, Dr. Lecter, Dr. Lecter. She's like, Dr. Lecter,
Oh, that's funny to say.
Dr.
Dr.
Lecter,
Lecter.
Dr. Lecter,
Dr. Lecter.
Dr. Lecter.
That's hard to say.
Yeah,
Dr.
and she's
Lecter.
all like Jodie Foster about it. Love it.
Yeah. Remember when Jodie Foster came out of the closet? I couldn't tell in Freaky Friday. I had no idea.
I know.
Definitely not in Candle Shoe.
Wait, you're telling me that little
Hold
buckaroo
your
from Candle
horses.
Shoe is a lesbian?
I thought she was just like Peppermint Patty.
And don't you dare tell me Peppermint
There's
Patty's
no
a
way
lesbian.
that Birkenstock wearing, polo clad little girl.
And Marcy, there's no way she's a
They're just the
lesbian.
world's best of friends.
They're best friends. Anyway.
This is a Peanuts vlog now. I liked the Dirty Red Baron when Snoopy played the Red Baron. And he
Yeah,
flew
so
on.
my favorite like Snoopy moment is Flash Beagle. Have you ever seen Flash
No,
Beagle?
it's Flash. Who
So
is
it's
Flash
like he puts on leg warmers
Is he a
and
superhero?
he dances
Flash
around.
Dance.
So it's like Flash Dance but Flash Beagle.
Oh, I love
So
that.
he's just like
Does he do his normal little
he's
like?
maniacing
Oh.
around and like he has leg warmers on and it is like my favorite Snoopy thing.
Yeah, that's very good. Snoopy.
Because Snoopy was never the main draw for me. I always liked the other characters.
Right. I know it was. I don't.
But
Really
I feel like
understand
it's a
when
lot
like-
of people's main draws.
Snoopy. He's definitely the most famous one. Him and Woodstock, right? People don't
And I
really
guess I
even
can see it with the
think of Charlie
comic
Brown
strip
being,
because
right.
he's more.
Kind of.
I guess.
Him and Woodstock have some one-offs, but I feel like Charlie Brown is constantly the main. And Sally and Linus and Schroeder.
Oh, I was always so it was like Peppermint Patty and Marcy. I always
love
loved that.
Peppermint Patty.
So
She's
like,
my favorite character. She's always been my favorite. I'm gonna do my hair like her as soon as I find someone to cut it. If you cut hair, comment below. Unless you're Tracy, I'm not getting my hair cut like that.
We fucking hate you.
We're not bitter about it.
We're not bitter.
It's a joke with us now. It's a fun thing that we laugh about.
It's like the Brenda thing.
No, but we don't hate Brenda.
Well, we love Brenda.
We love Brenda.
We just like to make fun.
And I don't know that I actively hate Tracy. I don't really think about her.
I do. I don't really think about her.
She's still on my fridge, I think.
Yeah, you should take her down.
Well, they're cute pictures of me.
Yeah.
So
She'll put stickers over her face.
I think there are magnets over her face. Yep.
So I mean, like, they all die.
They all die. Everybody
and I mean, like,
dies
I think a lot of people's problems
and the guy
with this movie is
the realistic.
Like, the deaths aren't outrageous.
Right.
And like,
no one gets thrown through a window and dies.
No. He does pop through a window though. Jason.
Yeah. So I guess that counts.
Yeah, there's like, I mean, you're not gonna see someone get their heart ripped out.
You're not. And but you do see people get stabbed.
Lots of stabbings, lots of head trauma, facial
no head
trauma.
crushing.
No. But
Which
lots like a
like.
machete, like Willa Ford wants to be bad because it makes her feel so good.
Oh, that was in the last one.
And she gets stabbed through the head. Dickie gets...
This is Willa Ford. We were popular in the club.
So, I can get down.
I was gonna turn it off, but you were so enjoying it.
So that's Willa Ford. She gets a machete through her head. I like her death.
Yeah. It's hard to
I like her
watch
under the dock.
The guy who is with Sarah, maybe, get killed because he gets stabbed up the foot.
The blonde guy.
No, the brunette guy with the curly hair. He gets stabbed up the foot.
Oh, yeah.
And his hand gets stabbed. And he has to rip his hand off.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's right. That's a hard death to watch.
Like, Achilles heel things and, like, foot trauma.
I just feel like you feel every piece of that. Feel every piece of that.
I feel it when I'm watching it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel it.
It's like...
Because I watch Urban Legend a lot. You know that part in Urban Legend?
No, but I will when I watch it.
He gets his ankle sliced. And sliced from
in the
car.
back.
Yeah, in the back.
Yeah, I do remember that, I guess.
And it just...
Because the person's under the car.
Every time. Yes, because that's an Urban Legend.
Yes. Terrifying.
So yeah, that death's hard. I love the Sleeping Bag fire death. Love it.
Yeah, that's a terrifying death.
I love it.
And then
it's really like mean.
That dude who's watching tries to rip his leg off of the bear trap.
Yeah.
And that's
the slut girl gets like put on like the deer antlers.
Yeah.
And that's very Silent Night, Deadly Night, which you have not seen.
I've not seen.
But that's a very
Christmassy.
Silent Night, Deadly Night, yes.
And then there's the death in the back of the tow truck for the giant asshole.
Yeah.
That's
so
scary.
He gets like
there's a
gutted
spike
and then
on
like
the tow truck, and
and then like
spiked.
thrown on the
How
spike.
has it already been 40 minutes?
I don't know.
We
This
just
one's
started.
been good though. I feel I'm into this.
Is this better than our first recording? Oh, when it was so. If
I
this
think it was
deletes
worth
though,
it.
then I hate.
I know.
I'm
I'm
never
gonna
doing
stand
this
up and move around.
You are.
Yes.
Why?
And stop it when I
Oh,
stop it.
because you think you didn't
I
hit
did
that
something.
thing.
I hit that, but then when I was trying to just grab it, I hit something else.
Interesting. Technical issues.
So, like, Jared Padalecki and his sister are like, so they get out of the tunnels into like a bus. It's a bus, isn't it?
I guess. I couldn't really tell if it was
like
structure.
A bus.
Like a cabin.
Yeah, it was weird.
And
again.
then they're in.
He looked at when he hits the window. When his face hits the window the second time, I thought he was dead.
And then they're in the. Oh yeah, I thought it was like an overturned truck trailer.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought. It was like or a bus or something.
And then all of a sudden they're in the sawmill or something of that redneck guy who I guess
they're in the
barn.
Weed, the
barn with the chipper.
With the wood chipper, yeah.
So foreshadowing. This is the first one of these that has had very clear foreshadowing. The first Jason movie with like obvious this is gonna come back and kill somebody.
I'm trying to think. Yeah. I guess you can say it with Brent. I was like, what is that? I thought it was outside of a neighbor.
He's got rat.
I guess you could say it with Brenda from the first one.
How does she die?
Because Ned does the arrows and then she goes to the archery range.
Right.
You don't see how she dies. But we assume she dies that way. But you assume because she's standing in front of the bullseye that she dies that way.
See,
but then you see her body later on. It does.
You see every piece of these deaths.
Yeah, I just think I think this one's really mean with its death.
Yeah, I agree.
Deaths.
The people feel pain.
Yeah.
And not just like.
And I like that.
Not just like they're shoved and then they're dead.
Yeah, I mean it's fun to see Jason pull out Horseshack's heart. That is a blast.
Right.
But like this is like, but I like.
This is like
have
he
such
tortures
a smile
them
on my
bit.
face when watching that, and this one's like, yeah, like I feel that a little bit.
Right. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
Get off of the floor!
I like this.
Oh my god, so scary. I have a question. Is the floor booby trapped or is that Jason stabbing through the floor?
That's him stabbing through the floor.
So,
but he does have booby traps.
I'd like them to speak to his strength differences. He goes from being able to stab a knife over and over again through like plank flooring, which would take incredible strength.
But it's like the slats. Oh. That's what I took.
Is it coming
like
through
it's
the slats?
like
He
through
just
the
has
slats.
great aim.
Yes.
I just feel like there's some discrepancies.
I mean, there are. It's a Jason movie.
Yeah, it's really good. Michael Bay made everything explode. I loved the helicopter scene. And when Jason jumped off of the overpass onto the moving bus, that was my favorite part.
A thrill ride from
start to finish.
It was a thrill ride. And then Will Smith showed up, and I was like, what? And he just
bad boys,
bad boys for life.
No, I know that's not the right one. Come out to the coast, it'll be fun. Did I do that one in the last one or this one?
I don't know.
I don't either. That's my Bruce Willis.
Oh, you did that in the last one.
Oh, sorry guys. That was good.
It was good.
Longer.
I think it was in the last one.
Well, I guess we'll know when we rewatch this.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it.
We like this one.
Friday the 13th presents Nightmare on Elm Street.
Where we go from Crystal Lake to Elm Street. From Jersey to Ohio.